Hello and welcome back to the channel. Back to 2D6 Dungeon. Back with Tailspire for mapping. 2D6 Dungeon was created by Toby Lancaster. His link is in the description. Kind of rearranged my desk a little bit, but I think I have everything organized well. We shall see. I am going to move the microphone a bit. Last episode, we came back to the starting room of level 9. We took a break and had the patrol of a Defectus arrive. While editing last episode, I realized I made a lot of mistakes and my health should not be as low as it was, but we're here. This is where we're at. We're gonna go into this Defectus fight with 57 health and no heals. And then after surviving, we will continue the dungeon, find the steps down, and enter level 10 just a bit. Goal for level 10 is to find a way back to the village because we need heals. I have seen the creatures for level 10. We are not hanging out down there without any heals. So let's set up for our fight here. Now then, we have fought Defectus. When we first entered this floor, he kind of kicked the crap out of us. And then we went back to town, got some new armor, fought another one, and did better. So hopefully this one goes in the better route. It really depends on the dice not being evil and hating us. And kind of why I stopped. I should have stopped earlier in the last session because the dice were not behaving. So today we have a fresh table layout because I've rearranged everything, cleaned everything. We have the same dice. I didn't buy new dice, but it is a new day and hopefully our dice are cool. The Defectus once sought the legendary status, longing to be a hero, but they fell short. Their bitterness drove them in the darkness where their skills afforded them a place amongst the lost. For maneuvers, they have Quick Thrust and Mighty Cleave. Quick Thrust is a 4-2, being blocked by our Great Helm, and Mighty Cleave is a 5-5, being blocked by the Long Gauntlets, and Shroud's Curse does not change the outcome, so -3 to both of those. For interrupts, they have Leather Plate on 2s and 4s, -3, which will cover our Savage Glance and Ferocious Strike and Twisting Stab because it does not designate whether it's a primary or secondary 2s and 4s. So it kind of hits everything that has a 2 and a 4. And they also have Push Aside on secondary 3s, 4s, and 5s, which will hit Ferocious Strike and Twisting Stab. Push Aside has the higher damage reduction, so Ferocious Strike and Twisting Stab will be covered by that one, and Savage Glance will be covered by the Leather Plate, which makes Ferocious Strike still our highest damage output with a 2d6 plus 6. We don't have any axes to throw at him, and I don't feel like throwing a knife until after we get back to town and put the rune on it that we just found. So we'll start off combat with a swing of their sword. We're starting off with a 1-6. We have 4 shifts. We can use 3 shifts to change that 6 into a 3, and 1 shift to change that 1 into a 2, which will give us a Twisting Stab at 2d6 plus 3. Nice. We are good on that. 15 points of damage for starting off here. Bringing him down to 55 health. Defectus turn for round 1. Oh, the dice are stuck on 6/6s apparently. We are giving the Defectus a prime attack roll. The Defectus spins, throwing their weight forward. Their blade clips you. Lose 2d6 plus 10. 15 points of damage for us. That'll bring us to 42 health, but we would heal back 1 to 43. Top round 2 archer. We got a 4-4. Now we can use 2 shifts to change that 4 into a 6, creating a Ferocious Strike at 2d6 plus 6, 13 points of damage. Bringing him down to 42 health. Defectus turn for round 2. He's got a 2-3, 3 shifts. He can use 2 shifts to make that 2 a 4, and 1 shift to make that 3 a 2, or a Quick Thrust, be 2d6 plus 3. Nice. 6 points of damage. Bringing us to 37 health, but we would heal back to 38. Top round 3 archer. There we go. We have a 6/6. We get to pick our maneuver, we get to add our shift to the maneuver, and his interrupts don't apply to it. Therefore, we are going with Ferocious Strike, 2d6 plus 14, 23 points of damage. I'll bring him right down to only 19 health left. Defectus turn for round 3. And he's got a 2-1. 3 shifts. You can use 2 shifts to change that 2 into a 4. And 1 shift to make that 1 a 2. For another quick thrust. 2d6 plus 3. Oh, 14 points of damage. That'll bring us to 24 health. Then we would heal back to 25. Top round 4, Archer. We are going with a 4-6, 5 shifts. We can use 2 shifts to change that 4 into a 6, and 2 shifts to change that 6 into a 4 to create a Ferocious Strike, 2d6 plus 6, 10 points of damage. Bringing him down to 9 health. Defectus turn for round 4. And he's got a 5-4. He only needs 1 shift to change that 4 into a 5 to create a Mighty Cleave at 2d6 plus 5, 14 points of damage. Bringing us down to 11 health, and we would heal back 1 to 12. Top round 5, Archer. We have a 5-3. We only need 1 shift to hit a Savage Glance, but we can hit Ferocious Strike with 2 shifts. 1 for the 5 to a 6, and 1 for the 3 to a 4. The 2d6 plus 6, 14 points of damage. That will bring the Defectus to dead. The Defectus has treasure for the body search table here, plus 46 gold pieces. First, let's see what's on his body. That is a 6. A bag lays beside the body. Inside you find twigs, Tacoma stems, and scarlet orbatus. Ooh, is that what I think it is? That's medicated bandages. That's health paste and medicated bandages. We just need some clean bandages so that we can change them into medicated bandages. Then we're all good. But I think we can make health paste for him. Maybe. No, we don't have any deluxe petals. We'll update this though with that. And it keeps on giving me twigs, so I suppose we'll take some twigs this time, alright? And got some XP as well. Let's do that math here with a calculator and update that number. Then we can put the Defectus away. Although we do have the 46 gold pieces. Or I forget that one. Oh, now the dice are like, no, you don't get anything. That's just 7 gold pieces. Good thing I wasn't rolling up a character. That would be a crappy ability score. Put that sheet away. Put this away. Let's take a look at the dungeon. Alright. We went to town from this spot, and while we were there, we learned of a second exit. We went around, and we went to town from this spot after finding a prisoner or somebody here that needed a way out. And now we just gotta come over this way a little bit and get the steps down. And the quicker I find it, the better, because we are hurt. On the steps down themselves, we get to heal some. We are at 12 health. I really don't want another combat. Good news is we've hit almost all of the one-time use rooms on this place. This floor has been really good with not huge rooms. But we can come through here, come over to this archway, and we'll find out what is beyond. All right, we're gonna step through this archway. Now we enter into a corridor. It is a 1x5 with 2 exits, and we chose to go straight. Passing through that archway, we come into a large room. This was a stone hall. This space has been cleaned out a long time ago. There are traces of blood, but mainly only dust remains. There is something else though. Roll on the interrupts table. Over to one side is a large round shield. It is damaged and useless, but as you lift it, you see an arm attached to the back. It has been ripped from a poor warrior. Roll d6. 1 to 3, we have nothing. 4 or 5, around the wrist is a gold torque. And on a 6, there's a ring. We got a ring. We are wearing 1 ring already, but I don't see why you can't wear 2. Most systems let you have 2 rings at once. So I don't see why I can't have a second ring. So let's see what we got here. Another 6. The dice are liking the 6s today. It went from like wanting 1s all the time last week to wanting 6s all the time this week. It's good, but also glad we're not fighting at this moment. We have a Ring of Transformation. What does that do? Ring of Transformation, +1 to Discipline, and +1 to the Fail to Cast roll when using Metamorphic Magic. Yeah, we could use another plus to Discipline. Why not? Permanent while in possession. So let's put that on our sheet, and it goes here. So we have the Ring of Telekinesis, the Amulet of Poison Resistance, and now the Ring of Transformation, Metamorphic. And we get to increase our Discipline 1 more in here. We now have a +7 on our Discipline. Yes, as we found out with the potions, when you find stuff, look up what it does before just putting it on your sheet and forgetting about it, because sometimes that stuff is helpful. And this room had 1 archway exit. We'll step over there, and what is through it, I already figured out because this room was pretty basic. We had a short corridor with the stairs down here. That brings us to the end of dungeon level 9. What I'm going to do now is rest on the steps, consume some rations, and then start level 10 and try to find a way back to town as quickly as possible without encountering any hostiles. We need to rest, we need to buy potions, we need to buy healing, all the good things that will keep us surviving level 10. So I'll be right back with you at the start of level 10 here in a moment. Stepping down the stairway here after our little break, our little rest, we have consumed a ration. We have got 20 health back, bringing us to 32. I've already updated the character. Level 10 has a few special features. For one, I'm making the walls taller to get... Anyway, it is also a larger floor plan. The reason... The minimum map size for level 10 is 25 by 25, up from 20 by 20. Now, most of my floors have been 40 by 40. I've been running big floors. So I made this one 50 by 50. And you find that when you string it out, it tells you how far you've gone. So the floor is a little bit bigger. In addition to that, let's get this out of here. Room sizes on this floor. There is no large rooms table for level 10, although you can roll large rooms. They're just dealt with differently. If you roll a large room, it triggers the Dungeon Lord's sequence, or continues it on if you already have started it. The first room in the Dungeon Lord sequence is the Blood Pool. When exploring level 10, add 2 to both dice. So for example, if you roll 4 and a 4, the modified result is 6 and 6. If you roll a 1 on either die, do not add 2. This means that your dungeon exploration still has corridors, but also larger rooms. If a 3 and 1 is rolled, the result would be a 5 and 1. This will result in more corridors. Do not add 2 to the dice when rolling the second time after rolling doubles on the first roll. So not only is the floor bigger, we're going to have bigger rooms. This is in opposition to like level 8 where we're subtracting 2 from every roll. The Dungeon Lord rooms. When a large room is rolled, it triggers the Dungeon Lord sequence. The Dungeon Lord sequence is as follows: Blood Pool, Metal Chamber, Swamp Room, and then High Throne. The last Dungeon Lord room revealed The High Throne is the last room of the dungeon. You have become a legend as long as you defeat the Nether Lord and loot their body. Upon their death, a portal opens, and through this you can return to the village. And we have the Lord's Pendant. One of the treasures you find upon the Nether Lord's body is the Lord's Pendant. These are valuable items of solid gold and worth 200 gold pieces, but are also evidence of your success. You show these to the town as the crowds applaud your success. So it is proof that we've killed the Netherlord and become a legend by obtaining this pendant. So reading here, we get a large room. It starts the Lord's sequence, but we can have smaller rooms and corridors in between the large rooms. We're not other floors where we've started a sequence. Every room after the start of the sequence is the next room in the sequence, regardless of size. At least that's how I've been running it. This one, because of how it was worded, these ones kind of say that the next large room will be the next room in the sequence. So it has to, the dungeon lords live in large rooms. They're not going to be in a little 6x4 room. They are going to be in a large room. Since we want to go back to town as quickly as possible, let's come over to this side here and head out this way. Try to get along the side here so we can go back to town, heal, and collect some potions. We're gonna step on through this archway, and we were very lucky. Taller walls are a little annoying. That'd be better for certain things, but the room was a 5x6, which is 30 squares. A large room is 32 or bigger. Had it been one number bigger in either direction, we would have had our first Lord room, and we are not fighting a Lord with 32 health. I was very lucky. We do have 5 outside walls here, or outside bricks, to check for a way back to town. That said, the room is a blood mosaic. The wall is covered with a large mosaic. It shows a robed figure standing in a pool of blood. The stone is also red, and the light crimson from one burning torch. There is nothing else here. The doors were random. This was a single unique room, and I rolled for archway exits. There are 2 of those. We are going to see if this wall, we're going to see if this wall has an opening. We're a 5d6, looking for a 6. If we get a 6, we found a way out. We have a 6. Yeah. 3 3s, a 2, and 1 6. So we just barely were able to find a way out to town. We will pass through that hole and go back to town for a few minutes. Welcome back to town. We are here. We have the market. We have the engraver, herbalist, town hall, which I never go to. So just go there to do arm wrestling, loot lockup, and then evening we have a tavern or temple. So normally go to tavern, only gone to temple like 2 or 3 times. Tavern, there's a chance of finding a second exit from the dungeon floor. So for the market, let's see what we have to sell. A few things, not much. Well, before we can sell anything, we have to check it. Market bartering is 2d6 plus character level minus precision. So we are at 2d6 plus 5. That's an 11. You did well and stood strong on a couple deals. You add 10% of the sell price of loot rounded up. All right. So let's add up. There isn't a whole lot we want to sell. We'll figure out what to do with the ebony bead necklace later. I'm just gonna hit the stuff that's got definitive prices. The silk sash worth 41 gold pieces. Rubies. Gems retain their full value, so we could get rid of our rubies and one of our emeralds. So let's sell those off first. Those, that's gonna be tiny. I guess not that bad. We had 2 medium quality rubies and 1 high quality emerald we're going to sell off. Rubies are 24 gold pieces a piece, and the emerald is 80. 2 rubies and 1 emerald Brings us to 128 gold pieces for them. And there's no reduction on them. And then the silk sash would sell for half price. So 20 gold pieces. Or 21, because you round up at half. 21 gold pieces. And we get 10% extra. So that would be 23 gold pieces for the silk sash. Make that layout better. Then we are going to the engraver. Yeah, I don't want to sell anything else. We'll go to the engraver next and get this pyro rune put onto our throwing knife. It costs 10 gold pieces to do that. Update our throwing knife to show that it's pyro throwing knife with an additional 5d6 damage, and then it's gone once we throw it. And with the engraver all done, we head over to the herbalist. There, you can see the list. Next we have herbalist, and for the herbalist we are getting some potions. So we're going to get rid of the consistency potion for 45 gold pieces, but I believe they're half. Yep. Scroll potions and magic items are only worth half their purchase price before market bartering. So we'd get a bit there. Where's my thing? There it is. And the dexterous action, -2 shift for a whole combat, which could be useful. If we drink it, we kind of have to sacrifice hitting somebody first round. But we have the dagger now, so we could throw the dagger at them. Or the knife. I don't know how many shifts they got, but I kind of think with the dungeon lords having a -2 shift imposed on them would be a good thing. So I think we're just going to sell the one off and keep this one and actually use it. That leaves us with 3 slots for potions. And last time I just got 3 extra healing potions that give us 30 health. But the regeneration gives us 60, which would be very nice. And the further health lets us go past baseline. So the thought, we get back to the dungeon, we drink the consistency potion, just so we have our +1 precision and discipline for the whole floor. And then the next room we go to, we drink the further health potion to give us 25 extra health for the rest of the floor until combat. So that way we could go into a combat with 125 health instead of 100. And that will save the extra healing and regeneration for emergency use, but also have the dexterous action to chug for the first lord, potentially. So let's buy these 3. Or maybe just buy, let's get 2 regenerations and 1 further health. Let's do that. And then we want some herbs, because we want to change all 4 potion vials into healing paste, which means we need some stuff. We need 4 Illos petals. We need 3 scarlet orivatus, and then we need 4 zoomer sleeves. We'll take, I'm not even going to add those onto the sheet. We're going to actually remove our scarlet orivatus from here and then make 4 health paste. 3 uses each, 10 HP. Alright, brings our gold down a little bit, but now we are loaded with health. 4 vials of health paste, 3 uses each, 2 regenerations, and 1 further health, with the intent of using the further health before a combat to get our health up higher. You can only use 1 potion per room, so when we go back in there, we will use the consistency potion and get moving. I don't know. Kind of think just getting rid of the consistency potion and getting a 3rd regeneration. I haven't used the consistency potion in quite a while. There's only been a couple times where it's been like 1 off where I needed 1 extra point. Yeah, let's sell that one off too and buy another regeneration. Okay, I feel better about that lineup of potions. So we are ready for the tavern. Let's just move over there. Alright, we are here in the tavern. Let's get our exploits. That is a 9. You have a pleasant evening, but nothing useful is discussed or wisdom revealed. Alright, well, that wasn't the desired outcome for our tavern exploits, but it's fine. I was hoping for the extra exit shaft. So let's head back to the dungeon. Alright, we're coming back in. We are back to full health. Our escape hole has collapsed. The only other way out of the dungeon is through the Netherlord. We have to kill him and open the portal. We are locked in forever. So let's drink our potion of further health. Trust me, it's a good idea. That brings us to 125 health out of 100. And now I think we have a chance of actually surviving down here. I did make those 4 potions, or those 4 health paste, and I did not add the experience for doing that. Health paste experience has been added. Let's see if this mural of the Blood Lord standing in a pool of blood is an omen to the next room. Move over to the archway here and see what's beyond. Let's step through this archway. What we discover is a 5-block long corridor, followed immediately by another 5-block corridor. We pass through the archway at the end of that one and come into another 5-block corridor, and we pass through that archway and enter into a room. The dice have returned to rolling a lot of 1s, and I don't like that. And I think this room is where we're going to stop at, just because the dice are evil. This is a meeting space. There is a wooden throne surrounded by 8 chairs here forming a circle. There is nobody here. You examine the throne, roll a d6. A 1, 2, or 3, you find nothing. A 4, 5, or 6, you find a hatch. Roll a secret table. 2 random doors. We have archways. As you see, the double ones there as well after 3. Anyway, let's see what kind of a thing we find with the throne. It is a 2. You find nothing. So, to keep the dice fresh, we're going to take a break. We'll come back here next week and continue level 10 of the dungeon. I don't like the number of 1s I was getting there on those rolls, so the dice are more scary than the lords. That said, we're a little bit shorter of an episode compared to last week, but that's okay. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope to see you again next week, where we will continue on. Until then, have a good night, a good week, and I'll see you again very soon. Bye for now.